Now, in another top story, the president may have to give reasons for firing cabinet ministers if called to do so. The Constitutional Court today dismissed an application for leave to appeal a High Court ruling compelling the president to give reasons for hiring and firing ministers. Ramaphosa took the matter to the Apex Court to seek clarity on the powers of the president. To discuss, we're joined by SABC reporter Manqoba Mchunu. Thank you for being with us. So this started in 2017, right, with the former president's midnight reshuffles. Just tell us the history first.
Of course, you recall it was the 30th of March 2017 that so-called, midnight reshuffle by the then President Jacob Zuma. And of course, there was a lot of noise over it. You recall that, the SACP had claimed at the time that they had been consulted by the president. They had told them of an alleged, dodgy intelligence report, which he says had contained information that both Pravin Gordhan and SABC Jonas were trying to basically overthrow the government of some sort here. So there was an allegation at the time, and of course it created a lot of noise, with the ANC also saying that it doesn't know where the list came from of these new ministers. So the issue then gained momentum in the sense that the DA then took it to the court, seeking clarity from, in fact taking the matter to court to try and compel Zuma to give reasons why he took that decision. And so he used Rule 53 to try and get Zuma to give his reasons for that particular decision. And of course the High Court, the Gauteng High Court in May 2017 confirming that, and in fact siding with the DA on this matter and saying that Zuma should give reasons as to why that happened. Okay,
but Zuma has since left, so he, as president, is no longer compelled to even tell us about those former suspicious, sometimes confusing, sometimes cabinet reshuffles.
And of course, even the minister, Pravin Gordhan, has now been reappointed as Minister of Public Enterprises. So a lot has changed in cabinet. But after the High Court judgment, of course, Zuma took the matter to the Supreme Court of Appeal to appeal the matter, because obviously he believes that the president, it's a sole prerogative of the president, according to the Constitution, to hire and fire ministers. So he took the matter to the Supreme Court of Appeal, but at the Supreme Court of Appeal, before the matter could be finalized, he of course resigned, and therefore both parties, the DA and the president, then withdrew the case, which then made the case moot. And that's the reason why then the Supreme Court of Appeal, when it made the decision, it dismissed the matter because it said the matter is no longer relevant because the president is no longer in the position and there's a new sort of cabinet in place with those ministers there. So the matter became moot. And that's the reason why the ConCourt today also dismissed the matter, because it says that, this matter was initially dealt with, and because the matter is moot, therefore it's not in the interest of justice for this appeal to be heard.
So what does it mean for current President Cyril Ramaphosa?
So what it essentially means is that the High Court ruling of Judge Bashir stands. So what it essentially means is that he may be compelled in future to give reasons if there is a belief that the decision to reshuffle is irrational, and it can be shown that it is a rational decision, then that matter can be taken to court. And that's certainly what the DA is saying here on the matter, which is the initial complainant in this issue. And it's saying that in future it could take the president to court.
Has the president himself given a stance? I guess people want to know these changes are rational, but it's always said that it's the prerogative. Ministers serve at the pleasure of the president.
Yes, the president's office has responded. Kusela Digo sending a statement a short while ago saying that they do welcome this ruling, and she says, of course, that this particular ruling does not in any way prevent the president from going further. Should this issue arise in future, it does not also prevent him from not contesting it in court. So the matter is likely to come back should we see a complainant like this being raised in court and the president being compelled to give reasons. He too could go to court and defend his decision.
All right, thank you very much explaining the legalese. Manqoba Mchunu, SABC.